You are now listening to Rings Kings Boxing World Flash Report.
Shout out to Ring Kings Boxing family, Big Q in the building, representing the boxing world, man, on this Ring Kings episode, man. Shout out to the fam. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. By all means, feel free to share the show on your social media feed. Man, listen, Brian Norman Jr. dispatched Jin Sasaki and socked him out of there, man. Literally had the guy land flat off a vicious hook to the face of Jin Sasaki and just laid him out. He knocked him down several times in the fight. This was a very, in my opinion, this fight was not what, we anticipate this being like a snoozer. This wasn't a fight where he just beat up on a guy. What are we looking at? He did this. He kind of crossed over. This was a money fight. He fought a subpar boxer, and that he's in a different class of. This is the type of stuff where, as a boxing person, that just upsets me a lot because you don't want to see trash like this. You don't see garbage fights like this. With Brian Norman Jr., there were a lot of other fights that he could have made that were better. Maybe a fight between him and Ennis would have been a good fight. Something on that level, not going to take on a guy with no resume and Jin Sasaki and then beats the guy up badly. And then there's really nothing to talk about in the fifth round stinker. Watch the fight. He just totally dispatched the kid. It's one of these money grab situations. And, we understand some of these guys trying to do it, but you can make money and still put on a good fight. And this was just laughable, man. That Brian Norman Jr. just beat the kid. He just beat the fighter up. The guy wasn't in this league. So he finishes 28-0 with 22 knockouts, still holding the WBO belt. Made no sense. Didn't really earn nothing. You really didn't get anything from beating up Jin Sasaki. You went over there and it's just nothing to it. Nobody respects this fight. So beating up a guy who was just totally out of his league. And like I said, you guys put in the comment section, let me know how you feel about it. But it's just something that we want to see the fighters fight better fights. And Jin Sasaki was a laugh. But anyway, Ennis, a guy looking to move up to middleweight because he struggled to keep weight at, 147. But Boots wants to prove the doubters wrong as he gets after moving on from a lackluster welterweight run. Boots Ennis, man, back in the business, moving up to 154, looking to become a two-time champion. He's 34-0 with 30 knockouts and looking to do some business at 154. So couldn't line up the fights. The Brian Norman Jr., Teofimo Lopez getting none of these guys on the horn. Couldn't get them lined up for a matchup, belt for belt. Hearn said he'll take the tune-up at 154 against the world-class gatekeeper as Hearn is trying to maneuver or navigate Jaren Ennis into greener pastures as well as fighting for belts and getting his name further out there. So he wants to have a world-class gatekeeper fight, as he calls it, before he lines up the fight with Virgil Ortiz Jr. So that could be a very interesting fight with Terrence Crawford moving up to 168 to fight Canelo Alvarez. Had my thoughts on that, y'all know. Bud Crawford should have took a fight at 168 before he took the Canelo fight. He's been sitting on his ass all this time. You make that jump several lines up before you fight a Canelo Alvarez who's been positioned there fighting comfortably. And even though you walk around there, it doesn't mean that you can fight at that level. So he wants to jump right into it. This could be Bud Crawford's last fight. It's a payday and he wants to go out with the money bag. So whatever, but he's an established, he'll go down as one of the best boxers of his era. But anyway, going back to Boots, who was trying to get Crawford to fight. Crawford didn't want to hit none of that. Ennis would battle the WBA interim 154-pound champion, Ennis Tellus, for the vacant belt. Now, that's who his promoter, Hearn, should be targeting. According to the right, and I agree about that. Now, he hasn't been on fire. He fought a few fights. The Stay On This fight was a interesting fight. Avasan was another one. Vila in the last 2 years, these guys are not burning down the buildings. But here's a couple of guys at 154. Sebastian Fedora, Tim Sue, Eric Lubin, Ortiz, Charlo. These are a couple of really good names up there that you can look at. Israel Matmarov is another guy. So there are quite a few better names at 154, better competition that Boots Ennis will line itself up against. And this is going to be, excellent to kind of see him being, as you can see right here, a tweet from Boots showing at 154 he feels good. The power's there. It was a struggle. He felt flushed in fights, but now he feels fresh and he feels like he's a natural 154. But we'll see. It's Boots Ennis. We don't know who the next fight is that Hearns will be lining him up with. We'll wait and see. So what do you guys think about Boots at 154? I actually like Boots Ennis at 154. I think he can do some wreck. I think I like a lot of the fighters in that class a lot better than some of the guys that he's leaving. Most of them guys with belts, they don't want to fight. They want to duck and hide and run around. This other guy won't take his ass and fight overseas somewhere and beat up guys that with no resume. It's just a joke and a half. But Boots is looking to kind of climb and make something pop, and I can respect that. So anyway, with that being said, I'm get out on that. Tell me in the comment section how you guys feel about the Brian Norman Jr. garbage ass fight, or what you think about Boots Ennis climb to 154. Put it in the comment section below and let me know how you feel. With that, I'm Big Q from Ring Kings Boxing. I'm going to see you on the next round. Much love. Peace.
Subscribe now and make Ring Kings Boxing your source for all the latest fight news.